4-year-old Tai lounges on the floor of her grandmother's tiny apartment, fanning herself against the summer heat. It's an ordinary day, but then her aunt rushes in with a crumpled paper bag and a strange, heavy silence. Inside is an official notice. The remains of an unclaimed deceased person have been processed under the law. It has been 10 days since Tai's father failed to come home. She doesn't understand most of the difficult words, but she recognizes one. Deceased. Dead. Her grandmother collapses into tears, clutching Tai tightly. And in that moment, something inside Tai begins to crack. She tries to cope the only way a 4-year-old knows how. On the back of a flyer her father collected, she writes, "Please bring Dad home." She presses her favorite sticker onto the page as if sealing a spell. Her father had always told her fantastical stories, that he was once a powerful holy knight from the Talakium Empire, her true homeland. That night, unable to accept the truth, Tai sneaks into their old room and opens the box of her father's belongings. She finds his hat, his keys, his wallet, and at the bottom, a broken necklace she has never seen before. When she grasps the central stone, it feels warm, like her father's lingering presence. Suddenly, the room trembles. A blinding light bursts from the stone. It floats into the air, glowing, and sprouts ruby eyes, limbs, wings. A small black creature no larger than a fist. It speaks. "Why are you crying?" Terrified but desperate, Tai whispers that her dad is gone. The creature bluntly confirms it. "He died." Then it asks, almost casually, "Want me to bring him back?" Tai studies the being more closely. It resembles her beloved Tanny Pang characters. Maybe her father's stories weren't lies. Maybe he truly came from another world. Maybe this is the proof that magic is real. She gathers her courage and makes her plea. "Please save him." But the fairy explains the price. To bring her father back, she must abandon this place. Every memory, every moment she has lived here, all of it must be left behind. The words weigh heavily. That includes her grandmother's embrace, the neighbors' chatter, the life she shared with her father in poverty but warmth. Yet the fairy steps closer and makes the offer clearer still. It will send her back to where she was born, to a world where her father is alive. Tai takes a small, steady breath and nods. "I'll go." The moment she agrees, the streetlights flicker out. The neatly folded blanket, the crayon drawings on the wall, the 2 toothbrushes sitting side by side, all tremble faintly, as if the world itself is loosening its grip. Then the light returns, and the room is empty. No blanket, no drawings, no toothbrushes. No trace that anyone had ever lived there at all. As if Tai and her father had never existed in this world from the very beginning. Tai wakes on something impossibly soft. At first she thinks it's cotton candy, but she's lying on a plush blanket atop a large bed. Then memory crashes back. The fairy, the promise. Dad, a boy she has never seen, stands beside her. Jet black hair, jewel-like eyes, slightly pointed ears. The fairy, but he tells her something that shatters her hope. Not even this country could revive your dad. Then he explains. They didn't fail. They rewound time. They came to the past. 7 years before she was ever born. Beyond the tent stretches a vast, untouched forest. It is nothing like the cramped alley she left behind. And somewhere in this enormous world, her father is alive. But he doesn't know her. Might never meet her. Tears brim in her eyes, but hope takes root again. If Dad's alive, I can find him. Even if he doesn't recognize her, as long as she can see him again, that's enough. But the fairy is exhausted. He has no power left. He can't carry her. He can't teleport. And using powerful magic leaves traces. They can be tracked. Tracking leads to separation. So Tai tucks the sleeping fairy into her kindergarten bag and sets off alone into a vast, unfamiliar world. Days later, alone in the forest at night, she gets caught in a trap. The man who finds her is Bissot, a blood-soaked mercenary who looks terrifying but isn't a kidnapper. He bandages her injured ankle and decides to take her to the capital. What Tai doesn't yet realize is that Bissot is Hammer Uncle, her father's closest comrade from the stories her father used to tell. A man who lost his wife and daughter to a mercenary leader's betrayal. A man who has been wandering alone ever since. Together they form an unlikely team. Tai, Bissot, a sharp-tongued teen assassin named Vale, and an old stargazer called Nordics. They call themselves Agabert. And Tai hides a terrifying secret. During a deadly monster attack, she prays desperately. Please, don't let anyone else die. And skeletons rise from the ground. Bone friends. They save the team. The adults realize Tai isn't just any child. She is the continent's first dark attribute mage. A necromancer at 4 years old. They hide her identity. She becomes Necrolord, the terrifying tiny leader of Agobert. And finally, they reach the capital. Tai sees him at a pier. Her father boarding a ship. She screams, "Daddy." He turns, looks at her, and looks away. He doesn't know her. For the first time, Tai breaks. If he doesn't remember her, if he doesn't love her here, then what is she fighting for? The secretly capable child is looking for her dad is not just an action manhwa. It is a story about grief, about found family, and about a little girl who refuses to let go of the person she loves most. It will make you laugh, cry, and cheer for a 4-year-old necromancer. This is one recommendation you do not want to miss.